What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. This is just kind of a, I don't know, I guess an update video, I would say. But basically in the bed of that truck, I've got something for this to get it from being on jack stands and 1,000 pieces to being movable and usable. Here is a set of 30-inch, I think they're 30 by 10 by 14. Yeah, 30 by 10 by 14 Liberties. They're used, obviously they got low tread. These actually look really good compared to the other two that are up there, but they're not something to ride with. They're something to use to move the machine, to get it in and out of the carport, around the yard and do what I need to do and just get things done. We actually got a parade coming up in 2 weeks, which I'm gonna be doing a video on that, which this is going to be in. So I got to get Christmas lights on it. I got to get it detailed. It's still a mess from the mud bog. I've still got stuff all taken apart on it. I mean, the hood's off of it, the radio's all loose. I mean, the inside of it's full of trash and garbage from where I've been cleaning up the wiring, doing modifications. The battery's died because, you know, all the stuff in it. It's got 9.2 volts, but it's not enough to start it, apparently. But I'm gonna get these wheels unloaded, get them on it, and then we'll take it down the road. It hasn't looked this weird since I put the since I bought it with the 29s on it. Now it's on 30s. Like, going from a big tire to baby tire is so weird. But I'm gonna flip it around and let you see. Like, they're so baby. But I guess it's something to ride. That way it's moving around. But yeah, look at this big beefy 34 1250 that's going on my 15 by 10s when I get them. Which, that's a spoiler for what's coming, I guess. But oh my god, it makes that little 30 look like a baby, because that's a 30 by 11. That is a 34 by 1250. So with 15 by 10 bead locks, this thing is going to be thick. It's going to look so good. But we're going to take her down the road, see how she rides. All right, so it's been a few days. I know we kind of time jumped here. Sorry the truck's so loud. I got it over there running, warming up. We're actually about to head over to my buddy James' house and grab his trailer so we can get the Razor loaded up. Because what we're going to do today is we have a parade Monday, which is tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. That we're going to be in. And the Razor, it hasn't ran right since I bought it or purchased it, traded, whatever I did for it. But I think when the engine was built, I don't think it was timed right, because it acts like it's out of time. It backfires, does kind of crazy things, like the timing's off in it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull it back down. It doesn't take long to do. Probably take me 2 hours to do. 2 seconds for you on this video when we get there. I gotta go borrow his trailer because I don't have a trailer here to load it up. So I'm gonna borrow his trailer, come back, pick it up. We're gonna go to his house, tear it down, retime it, and then see how it acts after that. If it still doesn't fix it, oh well, we'll just keep riding it till it blows up. Or we'll just bite the bullet and just tear it down. So hang tight. It'll be like 3 seconds for you, 30 minutes for me, or probably an hour, because it's 30 minutes there, 30 minutes back. No, more than an hour, dang, yeah. So we'll get you picked back up when we get there, start tearing this thing apart. Well, as expected, this thing is most definitely out of time. Let me flip you around and we'll show you. So what I thought was odd was when this thing would run, it would smoke at weird times. And it didn't do it all the time, come and go, run bad, all this other stuff. Run good, run bad, run good, run bad. Okay, so let me zoom this. Let me zoom it out. All right, so that line there is our timing mark, which needs to be lined up with the case right there at TDC. Here is our cam, so you can see they're flat and even. I've even got them held in place with my homemade cam holding tool, just a piece of flat plate steel I cut down and shoved in there in the back of the cams to hold them in place. So what we're gonna do is pull that chain back off, and we'll line that back up, reset the chain, we'll get the tensioner back in it, roll it over, of course clean up all the mounting surfaces and everything, get it ready to go back together and see how it runs. Because I mean, either way this engine's gonna have to come out. It's gonna have to be built again, unfortunately. But if we could band-aid it, you know, just for a little bit longer, that'd be okay with me. And that's what we're gonna do, hopefully. I mean, I don't care if it smokes. The smoking ain't a big deal. I mean, I had a Honda 4-wheeler smoke worse than this thing does. just need the power, you know, all the 1000 cc's or 900 or whatever cc's of this, you know, glorious machine to hit the ground and be able to have some fun, because we know we're making good compression. Not having a loss of compression. We got some leaky rings, but I mean, we're making at least 150 between the two cylinders. I mean, we're having the minor loss on cylinder 1, which it's not bad. It's still over 100, so it's good enough compression. It's just not as good as the other side is. But, oh well, let's get back to jamming on this, and we'll pick you back up here in a minute. All right, so now we know for sure without a shadow of a doubt it's in time. It may not look like it's in time because just the way this thing works, the intake cam already starts opening the intake valves whenever you set it on TDC. So it does roll back a little bit. You can see our timing mark's a little bit off from the case. See, it's supposed to be right here, and it's sitting right there. That's normal. From what everybody says in the manual, videos I've seen, that is perfectly normal. It'll do that every time. So now we can clean the stator cover surface up, get ready to put the stator cover back on, and the stator, get the valve cover put back on, plugs put back in, and fire her up. Well, first off, we'll spin her over, see if we gained a better compression out of that, because maybe we had this intake valve opening when it wasn't supposed to, causing it to not build as much compression as the other cylinder. Possibility, could be wrong, could be right, I don't know yet. We'll have to get it back together and see how it acts. Hopefully it acts a lot better than it did before. If not, worst case, the engine's coming out of it. All right, so things got out of hand pretty quick, if you can't see behind me. So we put it back together, took it down the road. It's still cutting out really bad, acting crazy, smoking out the exhaust. We know the timing's finally right. I never really tore this thing apart to see if there was any other weird issues. One thing I didn't come to mind was the boots between the throttle bodies. So let me flip it around, we'll show you. All right, so as you can see, there's silicone stacked in here, which I did that. That is not something somebody else did. I'd already pre-tested this to see if I could remedy this problem. So basically what I did was I wrapped it in electrical tape, kind of put everything half-assed back together, drove it down the road. It was way better, no smoke, still cutting out, but I could believe it's probably air coming past this electrical tape, because like I said, all I did was use this as a temporary seal to see if it would even be any better, and it acted phenomenally compared to what it had been acting like. So what I'm doing here is, yes, I'm going to order these. This is not a permanent fix, this is a temporary fix. So all I did was stack silicone in there for now, and that's not the bottom side, so gas shouldn't really get on it and melt it. But we're going to put it in there like the way it's supposed to, and it should seal that up. Should be filled up in there pretty good, keep the leaks from happening. Another problem, we're gonna have to get one of these too. I did notice that on the bottom of it, as you can see, there's red RTB everywhere. But if you look right, hold on, camera focus, right there, there is a large crack in this thing. So the original engine failure came from this. That would explain why the mud was all in the air intake system, which is, hold on, let me grab a flashlight. Flashlight, where'd you go? Oh. Hold on, give me a second. We got a flashlight now. All right, so look in there, it's pretty clean now. There's still a little bit of mud and whatnot. Hold on, I'll shine that flashlight that way. I mean, there's still a little bit of mud in there. You can see a little bit in the crevices I couldn't get to, but it's pretty clean on the inside. Went ahead and cleaned up the exterior. It's still a little dirty, but otherwise pretty freaking clean. I'm gonna replace this, but for now, for testing purposes, to see if we can remedy all the problems with it, I'm gonna JB weld that crack right there. And I'm not even gonna bolt this back up. I really don't understand why they put that mount on the bottom. I mean, I get why they did it, but I mean, I think the reason this thing broke, and I'll show you. So, if you look between the engine and transmission, there's a bolt right there, which is, it's not loose now, but it was loose, and I had to tighten it back up. Well, if you look down below that, there's an empty hole right there. Well, the guy who put this back together either left him loose, didn't Loctite him, whatever the case may be, and I think when this thing got loose, and it may have been an original problem, I don't know. You can see where it mounts right there, the transmission mount. Maybe that movement caused that to break. I don't know. I don't really honestly care. I'm just gonna fix it. We're not gonna put that mount back on. I get why it's there. I guess the vibrations keeps from putting stress on those and from preventing that problem. But all I'm gonna do with that is I'm gonna mount it a little bit better. But it's Christmas Eve, and I'm not really gonna mess with it too much. That RTV's or sealant's got a cure. That'll probably take a few hours to do. I thought I had some JB Weld laying around here. I don't. And it's Christmas Eve, obviously, so you can't go to the store. I don't think there's anywhere that's open that I can go pick some up. So that intake, we'll have to hold off on that too. But for testing purposes, we can at least still put it back together. It may still throw a P0172, which is fuel trim lean code, because it's getting too much air. It may not. I don't know yet. We're going to put it back together like it is. We got to do some more cleaning. I got to get this. Hold on. We'll flip you around. I've already kind of got everything like tore apart. But we got to get this box tore apart. I'm going to take this off. The bolts ain't even tight anyway. The guy who put it back in didn't even put it back together right. So we're going to take it off. We're going to spray super clean in it too. Clean it up real good and get everything squared away. But that's going to be a wrap for today's video. I may do some recording tomorrow. I don't know, it's Christmas, so probably not. But y'all stay tuned. We're going to keep getting off into this and get this thing right. Like I said, either way, I'm going to rebuild this engine. We're going to go with a big bore kit and everything in its future. But for now, we're trying to salvage what's here. Because, man, poor boy, man. We're just here to ride. And can it make it another year? Is all I'm saying. I mean, that's all I'm asking, another year. But if you like what you're watching, hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe. Y'all take care. Have a good night.